Americans are deeply anxious after the Colonial Pipeline cyber attack halted the delivery of millions of gallons of fuel to several states and resulted in gasoline shortages at many stations across the country. People have already started to panic buy and hoard gallons of gasoline despite skyrocketing prices at the pump. The situation is being compared to the gas shortages seen in the 1970s, with drivers lining up their cars outside stations and even traveling to other states to fill up their tanks. Although Colonial announced in a statement that it is set to repair its system by the weekend, with each passing day, consumers are getting more alarmed with the prospect of facing further sharp price increases, and they've been fearing they could run out of supply indefinitely. From North Carolina to Florida and Alabama, shortages already being reported. Drivers are seeing pump restrictions and closed gas stations in numerous major cities. Just this morning, WJTV's Anna Farish reported widespread gasoline shortages in Mississippi. On Twitter, Alabama residents have exposed that gas stations started to place limits on fuel purchases, while ABC's Liz Cooper revealed that fuel is nowhere to be found in multiple locations of South Carolina. According to Bloomberg, Colonial Pipeline Company Chief Executive Officer Joseph Blount said the company would not resume fuel shipments until the ransomware had been entirely removed, and for the time being, it will manually operate segments of the pipeline until the system is restored.
Hey, Shalom, this is Mark. Want to start off by giving our honor, praise, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Rakah Kodash, which is the true name of the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and His only begotten Son, Yahushua. And as you can see, on a video clip that just played, we pretty much getting gas shortages in Babylon. Um, you know, which I'm not gonna say that this is, you know, that I'm gonna just say, that could have been a reason that they threw, Biden in the office like that, and as soon as he get in there, prices skyrocket. But I don't know at the same time, but they pretty much saying that part of the reason that the prices did go up was because it's a shortage in gasoline. So at the end of the day, you know, Biden, Trump and whoever, Obama, they all sit up by, the kings of the earth over them, They just front, they just faces. But yeah, man, it's always somebody else behind there working the scenes. But the topic really of this one that was on my spirit when I saw this was that we really in the midst of the end. Like we in the midst of prophecy being fulfilled. It's not just, what I mean. It's we see these things happening in our life. These things are going down in this lifetime. Ain't no 20 years, 30 years, 70 more years on this thing. You had uh what is his name, Putin. The Russian president talking about some. He knows that the world is gonna end, and he know that the world is gonna end and the world is coming to an end. And he was talking about what he say, 3 billion years when the sun explodes, and by that time we already be extinct. Like they still playing their cards, in that pseudoscience to you know uh confuse the masses. But the signs of uh uh uh, uh the signs of the end, right? Or since you're talking about the sun exploding. Well, the sign of, those nuclear missiles popping off, in Russia and in Babylon, and, maybe, some in China or wherever the Lord will have those missiles, designation, located. Well, yeah, that's gonna be the end. But, it was just on my spirit because, like, we not only, gas shortages, but we also seeing food shortages. There's been a couple of times, too many times for me to count now, to where I've experienced like fast food places, um, you know, where they were short on, if not uh one part of the supply, which is, like bread, or they, some cases I just, roll up in the parking lot and they said that they ain't had nothing. One time I went to Wendy's and they said they ain't had nothing. I'm like, I wasn't even, trying to get nothing from there. I just wanted to get some of the Wi-Fi, But yeah, they pretty much ain't had nothing. I'm like, damn. But that's prophecy though. But enough of that. I'm gonna go ahead and go into some precepts because we in the midst of the end. You know, the Lord is visiting this place with plagues. You see, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 32 and verse 10. It says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless woman." And yeah, man, a lot of women is gonna be getting judged, man, because y'all really a lot of y'all is right along with 2/3 Jake men who walking in their folly, but Eve is really, she out of it, man. She completely out of it. Shit, I don't even want no woman, because it's just like, Eve is just completely, you know, destroyed, man. It's- Lord have to chastise her in order for her to get right. And even in the midst of that, she's still gonna be, begging to eat for that chip, man. But but you're gonna have some women that they gonna humble down, and they gonna worship Yahweh Shai under they husband. But this is the book of Isaiah chapter 32 and verse 10, and it says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless woman, for the venture shall fail, and the gathering," it says, "the gathering shall not come." Right, so that ventures is failing, man. So where you careless woman gonna run to, man? When gasoline is completely out, more and more of these gasoline gas stations start shutting down. We already seen shit. We had, where I'm working at, where I'm delivering at, they had a we got to be having to switch different gas stations because the gas stations are closing a lot earlier, and they having problems with the pump. They ain't saying why, but I'm almost definitely sure that they run out of gas on those pumps now that I watched this video. But it could be something else at the same time. Maybe they just having pump problems or whatever. And they have to dig up some stuff. Because a lot of these gas stations are pretty old anyway. But that's also adding to the destruction. Because that's more money that gasoline stations have to spend to get down there, and then it's already a scarcity on gasoline. You know, these companies have to spend money for that gasoline. Nothing is free in this kingdom where the devil is consuming all he can get. And never satisfied. So nothing is free. You know, but yeah, yeah. So it's gonna get worse and worse, man. The ventures is gonna get, it's gonna fail more and more. It's not gonna increase, man. The Lord said that the ventures shall fail. So this gasoline, a lot of these women don't even know how to, you know, um, shit, they don't know how to really do nothing for real. They don't even know how to cook. What they gonna do as far as trying to, fix a vehicle, or you know what I mean, like, or you know what I mean, trying to get a vehicle to start or something, when it comes down to like dire situations and stuff like that. Well, what the hell is they gonna do, man? Because they pretty much trust in the vintage, you know, you know, they trust in the vintage, they trust in that vintage. Well, it's failing, man. It says rise up, ye women that are at ease, and it says, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. All right, so the Lord is calling for you careless daughters to give ear unto His speech, man. We out there, pretty much every Saturday, and then on weekdays when the Lord put the Spirit on it, you know what I mean. And then you got lessons, man. You got thousands upon thousands of lessons coming out every single day. A lesson every hour. You know, a lesson every hour, man. A lesson every 30 minutes, man. You see? All across the globe, man. All across the world. But it's not only talking about you women, it's talking about the daughter of Zion in general. It says, rise up, ye women that are at ease, hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. Right, so the Lord is saying, hear him. When you hear the Lord, you pretty much being prepared for the slaughter that's to come. Because he ain't lying to us. The venture's just failing, man. We see it, man. Like I said, bread, food shortages, man. He already cutting off the crop. One of the brothers, have mentioned that, some farmers is getting killed off. Like, what the hell? He is a maniac, man. You sure you want to trust in this guy? He is kill. If that's true, man, man, hey, man, you better fear the Lord, man. Matter of fact, because he crazy ass is in the hands of Yahweh Shemiah Shah. You see? And the Lord is gonna let him loose, man. He gonna let him, run rampant, for his last couple of seconds on this earth, man. His last little bit of time on his earth, the Lord gonna let him loose like a dog off the leash, man. Oh no, it's Job 19. Okay, the what this is the book of Job, chapter 19, verse 29. Be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, man. And the Lord is in control of that sword, man. So really, be afraid of Yahweh Shemiah Shah. The man who has his hand upon the rod of the sword, the handle. You see, he's the one wielding the sword, man. All things is in the hand of the Lord. It says, but be ye afraid of the sword, for wrath bringeth the punishments of the sword, that ye may know there is a judgment. Right. So the Lord said, hear him. He said, right. He's, like we read in Isaiah, he said, uh, hearken unto him, man. All right. So you have to hearken to the Lord, man, because, you know, he not speaking these words in vain, man. The sword is being unleashed. This he is ready to go full on, destruction spree, man. And he don't care about nobody wandering the streets. He don't care about, no Eve. He don't care about no Jake. He barely even care about his own goddamn people, because a lot of his people, and like one of the brothers say all the time, like every Edomite should be a millionaire, man. But you got Edomites out here strung out on and bugged out on chemicals, flopping on the side of the street, man. Ain't got nowhere to stay, man. So he don't even care about a lot of his own people, and he would have them to be wounded by his own sword. So what you think is gonna happen to you, Jakes, who he hates desperately, man, and would never have mercy upon Jake if his life depended on it, man. You know? So yeah, man, the Lord is about to let a spirit like that, who don't have no mercy upon nobody, and who pretty much about to unleash, wrath upon, the earth, which ultimately is Yahweh Shemiah Shah about to, unleash wrath upon the earth, which is them plagues. But hey, man, that's why we have to hearken unto Yahweh Shemiah Shah, while the gates of mercy is still open, man. Cause Jake playing around, scoffing on the comment section and stuff like that. Hey, man, this is to save your life, man. If only you knew what was about to befall this place, brother. Only if you knew the things that are about to be unleashed here, man. It's gonna be so freaking crazy, man. We gonna shit. You might have brothers that try to help some 2/3, man. It's gonna be so bad, man. Like, might have a brother might see the destruction of 2/3. It might be so heavy upon him. Like he might try to help him, but the Lord might not allow it. Like just like when Noah was in the ark, he would have opened the door, man. But the Lord, you know, he had to, make sure it was shut, man. That's how heavy the judgments that the Lord is about to bring upon this place, man. And the scriptures talk about we can't pray for, not to pray for 2/3, man. You pretty much literally can't, man, because the 2/3 is gonna be a 2/3. They're gonna be a hard headed motherfucker, and until some nukes come, man. You know. But yeah, man. Um, let me see. It's another one. This is a book of let me see, Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 3, and it says, "In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because they are few." Man, I can't. Pretty much, I know for sure where we at over here in Cleveland. It seems like every freaking facility or building needs employment, man. You can't, bro. Every freaking place over here needs employment. It seems, man. You know, I was just up at Walmart. The Eve chick. They over there working the shit out of her, because a lot of people be in and out of them Walmarts, um, supply warehouses, and they was working the shit out of her because she was like one of the only ones inside a self checkout line, and it was like a line of like 12 to 17 people in line, all waiting to get there, and she doing what she can to try to get that stuff in order. Well, she was pretty much like, she asked one of the other Eves, she said, you got any young children that want to work here or something, you know? And I'm thinking to myself, like, man, it's all, it's always something that needs, somewhere that needs employment, man. And I notice a lot of times, like, you don't get like loyal employers no more. Like, every time you go somewhere, like, man, you don't really see nobody keeping a job for more than, like, maybe 3 or 4 years, but in most cases, man, in a lot of cases. But anyway, back to the subject. I don't want to rant for too long, but it says this is the point, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinder, Slakia, the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird. Right. So, and the doors shall be shut in the streets, man. You know, you gonna blame it on the pandemic, but whole time, man, this whole shit is falling, man. This whole thing is collapsing before our eyes, man. Prices is skyrocketing. This whole thing, man, ain't no coincidence. Why the heck the prices skyrocket all of a sudden, man? You know, not just because Biden got in office, but because this all this shit is losing its value, man. So they gotta up the price, you know, and because the dollar bill is losing its value, is losing its weight, especially now that these other countries is pretty much doing away with it. China they let go of the dollar currency, you know, and they doing their own euro, a deal over there, to combat this dollar bill, because it's a war. We at war. We don't see it physically popping off to its fullest intensity. That's because it's still in the stage of economic warfare. You got the race wars where they you know buying out military equipment, you know, making military equipment as fast as they can, as much as they can, because they know that it's about to unfold into a whole bunch of destruction, man. At the end of the day, you ain't making a whole bunch of weapons for nothing. It says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves. All right, so yeah, man, the house. No, it's like it says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets. Oh yeah, and it says, and that's why it says, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, because you're gonna have the military out on the streets enforcing the vaccine, telling you can't come out, because Jake, he ain't really listening to these mandates and stuff like that in some occasions. So he's gonna have to make sure that he really shut it down. That's why you're gonna have the UN on the street, but that's gonna get nasty, you know. Then you're gonna have the people not regarding their kings nor princes, so they're gonna be going head up with the military. It's gonna be all out chaos, man. It says, and the doors shall be shut in the streets when the sound of the grinding is low, and he shall rise up at the voice of the bird, and all the daughters of music shall be brought low, you know. So yeah, man, that song of Babylon is deceased, man. It's decaying beyond measure. Can't even notice. You can't even notice it no more. It's to that point to where it rusted out so bad you can't even notice it no more, man. You know, because this place has an end, man. You know, a couple hundred years ago, you thought that this place was everlasting. I mean, you got Jake that still do. But no, this place has an end. And we living in it right now. You know, this place is giving out, man. You know, the whole place is tired. You see, scripture say the whole creation mourners. You know, for the manifestation of the children of Yahweh Shem Yahshua. You see, so this place is um is losing its savor, and at this point, it's like at rapid speeds, man. It's all type of shit going on. It's all type of prophecy going on right now, man. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close it right there. Who was willing to edify to next time? I'm gonna say shalom.